Hello and welcome. Today we are doing a pick a card reading to uncover what guidance the universe has to help you bounce back from a money rut. So whether you feel like your money manifestations aren't coming, or your finances feel stagnant, or like you just don't feel as high vibe and optimistic around money as you'd like, and maybe like you're not energetically aligned with the wealth you desire, this video is for you. This is a timeless reading, so anytime you find this video is exactly when you need to hear this message. As we dive into this reading together, please remember, as always, that you are the creator of your reality. So always take what you need from these readings, take what resonates, and leave what doesn't. Find your own truths, clarity, and alignment in these readings, whatever that looks like for you. Now, a couple of quick notes before we dive into picking your deck. First, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Taylor Eaton, and I am the author of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, which is one of the decks that I have here for you to pick from today. Pre-order is currently open for the deck, so if you want to reserve your copy for use in abundance and money readings, which is what I created this deck to be used for, then you can do so at the link in the description and pinned comment below. Second quick announcement, if you want support in truly shifting into a more positive headspace and higher frequency around money so that you can more easily and quickly call wealth into your life, then be sure to join the Wealth Vibe membership so you can join us for our upcoming challenge that starts on May 1st, where we are doing a money negativity detox. This challenge is designed to help you rewire your mind and energy around money so you can open up the floodgates to abundance. Plus, if you join in now, you can hop in on our current challenge, which is our Quantum Leap into Abundance challenge, which people are just loving inside the membership, and it's so much fun, and we're seeing amazing results. And you can also just get access to all of the amazing resources and community you need to manifest the wealth you desire. So I would love to get to connect with you in the membership if it calls to you. If it does, you can find the link to join the Wealth Vibe membership in the description and pinned comment below. Last announcement before we introduce our decks and crystals, I do not currently offer private readings outside of the Wealth Vibe membership. That is the only place that you can purchase a private reading from me. So please do not be scammed by anyone in the comments or on other social media platforms pretending to be me. I will never message you and ask you to pay me for a reading. That'll never happen. Now let's run through the decks and their crystals so that you can pick your reading. So today we have deck 1, deck 2, deck 3, and deck 4. For deck number 1, we have a moss agate crystal. I'll give you a close-up if you want to see it, if that helps you get clarity on which deck you are drawn to. That is our moss agate. For deck 2, we have Dalmatian Jasper, which is honestly, I picked it without realizing, but Dalmatian Jasper, and this deck here was gifted to me by the author, her name is Cara Elizabeth, and this is her Animal Apothecary deck. So it's all animals, so I was like, how perfect that we picked the Dalmatian Jasper to go with that one. Deck number 3 is our Carnelian. And deck number 4 is our Emerald. We will be incorporating multiple decks into each of the readings, and I will list all of the decks used in this reading in the description below in case you're curious what any of them are called. You can absolutely watch more than one of the readings if more than one deck is calling to you. That just means that there is guidance for you in each of those readings. So if you need to, go ahead now and pause the video. Take however long you need to tune into your inner guidance, your intuition, to choose which deck or decks you are being called to. Once you have that clarity, you can navigate with the timestamps below, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, deck number 1. This is your reading to uncover what guidance the universe has to help you bounce back from any money rut, block, or negativity around money so that you can shift into a more positive headspace and higher frequency around money and therefore more easily and quickly call it into your life. So we'll move your crystal out of the way. This is, by the way, a huge part of the challenge that we're going to be doing in May in the Wealth Vibe membership. So if you want to truly go all in on rewiring your mind and energy to manifest more abundance faster, then definitely come join us there in the Wealth Vibe membership. The link for that is in the description and pinned comment below. I am just shuffling to get a read on what you need to hear in order to move through this block or release this negativity and really upgrade your financial frequency to kick us off. So we'll see what the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck has to say for us here. Okay, we have our Rooted card, we have our Radiant Abundance card, we have our Light Weaver card, and we have an Abundant Expansion card. In the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, the way I wrote this deck is that there are two types of cards. There's awareness cards, which have the title up top, and then there's archetype cards, which have the title at the bottom. And they aren't a direct correlation to major and minor arcana, but they play a little bit similarly, where when I see especially like this, a spread for you deck one, where you had 3 awareness cards pop up and one archetype card, it just tells me a little bit more. It paints a really clear picture for me of what you need to hear to really upgrade your money vibe, your wealth vibe, and release any of the negativity that's holding you back. So here's what the universe is offering you, is what kind of what you need to hear to kick this all off and to make this upgrade and shift, is that the universe says, do not doubt for a second, deck one, that the work you do, especially the work that your heart is really in, the things that you're passionate about, whether these are the things you do to make money or not currently, but the things that you put your energy and time to, do not doubt for a second that they are not noticed and appreciated by others. Even, the universe is saying, even if for some reason you don't think others value or appreciate you or what you do, or especially how you want to make money, or maybe even value where you currently are, you are valued more than you know. And the universe said is saying it's really easy for us. And this is something I've noticed in my almost 6 years now. I think next month will be 6 years of doing all sorts of different money mindset and manifestation work with people. And something I've noticed is what universe is sharing with us right now, what source is saying, is that it's really easy to look for evidence that we are not appreciated, we are not valued, that what we want to do isn't valid, especially what we want to do to make money isn't valid or won't work because people don't want it or people won't pay for that. Like, you can always find that evidence somewhere. And the universe is saying, just because there's evidence that might support that if you go looking for it, it doesn't mean that there isn't opposite opposing evidence that proves that people do want and value and are happy to pay for what it is that you do want to get paid for, or at the level you want to get paid for. You were saying, of course, this might be that there's other people who, or other employers, or a different avenue to go about doing what you would love to do to make money in a way that feels like it's true to your soul's calling. But you were saying already there are people out there, and people who've already seen you or that are in your sphere, who already appreciate you and what you bring to the table. And they even appreciate whether they can articulate it or not, whether they choose to share with you or not, they admire and appreciate and benefit from the work you do, whether directly or indirectly, that you truly love to do. Again, whether that's something you're currently being compensated for or not. So, for example, if you are an artist and it's just kind of a hobby, it's a side thing, you don't get compensated for it, but you love to be paid for your art. There are already people around you who love your art, even if it's just your family, even if you haven't shared it publicly. Or there are absolutely, the universe is saying, people who would adore your art if you were willing to put it out there, but put it out there in that mindset of, people want this, people need this, people are praying for what I have to offer, right? Whether it's art or healing work or coaching services or whatever it is, there are people, the universe saying, what the universe knows you need to hear is that there are people out there who are praying for exactly what it is that you most want to do, at the level you want to do it, the way you want to do it. There are people out there. I saw 444 and 333 for you at the same time. So that's some beautiful confirmation, deck one. There are so many people who are out there who maybe haven't heard of you or don't know what you do or what you would love to do to make money. But There are people out there praying for exactly the medicine you carry, for exactly the gifts you have to offer. But the universe is saying you have to see the value in what you carry first. Even though people around you might already see the value, deck one, in what you do, in your skills, your gifts, the things that come easily to you, the things you love to do, the work you're already doing to call in money. Even though people already see that and value it, they're not going to be able to truly communicate that to you. You're not going to be able to get that maybe external validation or permission slip you've been looking for until you see it within yourself first. But the universe is saying, do not for a second doubt that what you do is not celebrated and valuable, and people want it from you, right? So the more you can be tuning into gratitude and appreciation for yourself, for what you do, seeing the true value of what you bring to the table in how you do your job or your career currently, in how you, in everything, all the soft skills, hard skills you carry within you, in the way that you carry yourself in the world, in the way, especially in the way that, the deep and inherent value of what it is that you truly love to do and would love to get paid for if you're not already doing that. Like, the more you can tune into gratitude and appreciation for those things for yourself, fall so deeply in love with yourself, then the expansion you're looking for around money starts to happen, and it'll happen like that. It'll happen quickly. But you have to make this deeper shift, right? Into looking for the evidence that supports the fact that people want what you have to offer, that people value it. Look at the people around you now and how they value you now. If you can't find the evidence there, look online for people who are maybe posting or looking for exactly what you want to offer or some form of it. Look at people who are already doing something similar to what you want to do and are being successful at it. Look for evidence, the universe is saying. Look for evidence that what you truly feel called to do is something that people want. You wouldn't feel called to do it if other people didn't want it. That's what the universe is saying. The universe is saying, put that call in you, in your soul, so that you would do it because other people need it. Wow, deck one. You're here to do big things. You're here to really make waves, make an impact in this lifetime, help people in so many different ways and be compensated for it. Whether it's what you currently do or some other dream job or profession you have in mind that you want to move into, it doesn't matter. Like, you have so much to offer, and other people see that, but they're not going to be able to articulate it or even have it really land, if they did articulate it to you, until you see that value in yourself. It's kind of like how if, for some of you, if you've read the 4 Agreements, source is kind of guiding me to that book. That might be something for you to look at, honestly, but it's almost kind of the opposite of what it says there, of like, if someone says something and it hurts you, it's because there's some little piece of yourself that in some way agrees or thinks it might be true, like what they're saying. So it has a place to land. Whether it's an insult or a slight or anything they mean offense by or not. It's the same thing that the universe is trying to get you to understand, but on the flip side here. And this is what you got to understand. This is what you need to really hear to move through this block to upgrade your financial frequency, is that in order for someone else, the people around you, like I get this guidance that you've been looking for permission or validation from others or proof from others that what you want to do is valuable, or what you're already doing to make money is appreciated and you can be paid more. So you've been looking outside yourself, and the universe is saying, it doesn't matter how many people tell you that you're amazing at what you do, or that you could totally make a living doing that thing you really wish you could do to make a living, or that this one thing you do is phenomenal and you're amazing. It doesn't matter how much people around you might say that stuff. You won't actually let it in and let it land. There won't be a place for it to land until you believe it for yourself first, right? Until you believe it for yourself first. So that's understanding, like, the universe is saying you are the divine in motion, deck one. Do not forget that you are an extension of source. You're an extension of God, of the universe. You're a part of this universe. You're not apart from it. You are a part of it. Remember that the universe is working through you. It's talking through you. It's speaking through you. It's sharing through you. It's helping through you. It's expanding through you, right? So Remember your own divinity. Deck 1, take a moment to feel into your own divinity, your own power, and allow that to radiate out and keep connecting with that daily until that becomes your norm. So that then when someone does say, wow, you're amazing at this thing, you could be a professional, you go, oh, I know, I agree, I'm glad to hear you do too. Or the next time your boss compliments you for your work, instead of going, oh, I hope that means I'm getting a promotion, you say, hey, thank you, actually, you know what? If you want me to take on more of that role, let me know. I'd be happy to chat with you about it. And you'd have that kind of confidence that would then prompt them to be like, okay, great, set up a meeting. And then, bam, maybe you have that promotion or that pay raise you've been looking for, right? So the universe is saying, of course, there's proof, whatever you want. This is an infinite universe. Deck 1, this is an infinite universe with infinite potential. And you so much create your reality that no matter what evidence you look for, you will eventually always find evidence to support whatever it is that you want to see, that you want to believe. So instead of looking for evidence to support your perceived lack of validation or permission from the outside world, what if instead you started intentionally looking for evidence that supported that you could do what you want to do or be paid what you want to be paid in the way you want to? The universe is saying that's the simple shift. The universe is saying it's all available for you. People already want and need and adore what you do, but you have to want and need and adore what you do for yourself in order to allow that in and allow that to land and allow the money to follow, right? So really beautiful start. Deck 1, let's see any other messages around this. Anything else you need to hear? Like, no, not this card. Any other messages you need to hear around money? Destiny path. Okay, so this card, I have to tell you, I don't often read from guidebooks while I'm doing these readings. I just flow intentionally with whatever message comes through with each card, but I had to just take a moment and pull up the guidebook for this card because I was like, there's something deeper here, and it's amazing. I'm just going to read you a couple quick little excerpts from this card because I want you to understand, Deck 1, how absolutely divinely just aligned this card is for everything we just talked about and just this extra confirmation. So this card, part of what the guidebook says is that receiving this card means you are on the correct path, being led towards supreme success. It is confirmation that your destiny is in the works, even if your current circumstances are contrary to your heart's deepest wishes. You have a profound purpose that is beyond your current understanding, but it is what every cell in your body has yearned to self-actualize. So again, like what I was saying with all of these cards that came from our Wealthy Woman deck, was that you have this big calling. You have things you want to do. You know how you want to be seen, how you want to be compensated, how you want to be paid, the way you want to call money in, the level you want to be doing your workout. You are on the path to that. Even if you don't think you're on the path, you're on the path. Ooh, that's something the universe really wants you to know. Even if you don't think you're on the path to the wealth you desire, you are absolutely on the path. You're exactly where you need to be right now, Deck 1. It's all coming together for you. Even if you feel like you are off the path, you are not. It is just a detour that is redirecting you, repositioning you, preparing you for what it is you truly want so it can come in the most amazing, miraculous way. Something else interesting from the guidebook here was that the bees in this image, we have our bees here, represent the gifts you have within that are of the utmost service to humanity. Your purpose is also a gift of service to humanity. What did I just say? There are people out there who are praying for the medicine you carry. The universe really is just driving home everything we just said. It's please understand how important you are in this world and how much other people value what it is that comes easily to you, what it is you love to do, the work you're already doing. Please understand that, Deck 1. That's really what the universe wants you to know here. And then lastly, connecting it all together is the Latin term omnia unus est, apologies if I'm mispronouncing that, which translates to all is one, everything is connected. Didn't I also just say that you aren't a part from the universe, you are a part of the universe? You are an extension of source. The divine walks and speaks through you, Deck 1. Trust what it is that you want to do. Trust what it is that you want to say. Trust that you are worthy of the compensation you seek. Like knowing all of this, anchoring deep into this is what's going to help you get to that abundance you desire. And that's what's about to help you. You are about to shine. That's what's going to help you shine. Deck 1. That's what's going to help you shine, is knowing that you're so close. You are so close to more abundance, closer than you know, because you're on the path. You're right where you need to be. You are so much closer to the abundance you desire than you think, because you think it has to take so long. The universe is saying it doesn't have to take long at all. Anything can happen at any moment. Anything can change. Miracles can happen at any moment if you stay open to them. Really beautiful. Deck 1. All right. Hopefully you're already starting to feel some of this shift. Hopefully we're only partway through doing it. We got a couple more decks to bring out here, but hopefully you're already feeling a little bit of that negativity ease, right? A little bit of that doubt, of those excuses of, well, I have all this evidence that says I can't have the money I want or in the way I want it, or people will want to pay me for this or that. Saw 555 for you. Hopefully you're starting to feel some of that shift with these cards. If not, let's keep going. I want to see here what deck 1 can do to practically, oh my goodness, so many cups for you. 8, 9, 10 of cups. Do you know how often I've used this deck? Deck 1. I have used this deck so much in the last several weeks. There's no reason all of these cards would be together if they weren't meant to just fall out for you like that. Wow. Okay. What these cards are, what I was pulling for and what they represent with our 8, 9, and 10 of cups. What I was pulling for was, what can deck 1 do practically to move through this block, to release any negativity and elevate your point of attraction around money. So we have our 8 of cups, which is moving on from unfulfilling current situations, walking away into the unknown, letting go, leaving. So where do you feel underappreciated, deck 1? Where do you feel underappreciated? It's maybe time to think about letting that go, whether that means actually physically walking away from it. Maybe it's leaving a job. Maybe it's leaving, not talking to certain people about your finances. Maybe it's just more energetically and emotionally disconnecting and walking away from something, even if it's a situation you can't immediately leave or it doesn't feel right to leave. Maybe it's just about not emotionally or energetically attaching to it as much anymore, right? And then with our 9 of cups, it's that you're meant to have, like this even says, life abundance, success, achievements, recognition, wish fulfillment, right? You are meant to have all the recognition, all the validation, all the applause, all the adoration, all of the satisfaction and contentment in the way that money flows to you. You're meant to have it. That's for you. So the universe is saying, even if you don't fully know exactly what you want to do, ideally, in your dream job or your dream career to be paid, or how you want the money to come in, you just know that maybe where you are right now isn't fully fulfilling you emotionally. It isn't, and you don't feel appreciated. You don't feel really seen and valued for who you feel you are. Then the universe is saying it's time for you to start looking at just follow the breadcrumbs of delight. That's a really cool phrase. Follow the breadcrumbs of delight. Follow those little nudges of where do you feel most content? What are you doing when you feel the most satisfied, the most fulfilled, the most like you're having the most pleasure? What are you doing in those situations? That's something to be looking at more. Whether that's something that leads you to the money you want, with the ease you want and the way you want, or it's just something that helps you get clarity and kind of guides you to the next right place for you. But I see for you, deck 1, that a lot of you are going to be called to move away, either really literally or more energetically and metaphorically, move away from your current situation with how you make money and move into a different way of calling in money, or a different way of looking at what you do to make money. Right? But follow what feels like relief to you, what feels fulfilling to you, what feels good to you, deck 1. And that's going to lead you to our 10 of cups here, right? Which is This is divine love, right? Harmony, alignment, love and support, fulfillment, emotional stability, happiness. You're meant to be in an almost symbiotic relationship with the way you make money, so that it not only provides you money, but it also nourishes you and gives you life and enjoyment and fulfillment. And then you want to pour more of yourself into it because you love it so much and it lights you up. And maybe, again, that I see for a lot of you that this is going to be helping a lot of people in some way. And then pouring yourself into it more. So the universe is saying, this isn't the universe saying you can't have more money. It's not going to come easily until you make these changes. But the universe is more just wanting to give you this confirmation of you're not meant to be in that job or that career where you feel unseen, unappreciated, unheard, unvalued. That's not where you're meant to be. You're meant to shine somewhere. Deck 1, you're meant to shine somewhere. And you already have everything you need within you to shine wherever you feel most at home, most fulfilled, most joyful. There's nothing you need to do or become in order to be able to succeed in an environment like that. And so whether it's a different job or a different position or a different salary level, like there's nothing that's missing from the equation aside from your willingness to see that as a possibility for you. It's really beautiful. So looking at where are you not fulfilled, especially with how you're calling in money, Deck 1, and how can you move on from it? How can you pull yourself back from it, whether physically or energetically or mentally? How can you do that and open up more space for fulfillment, follow and pay attention to what actually fulfills you and shift into doing that more and using that to call more money? And so again, for a lot of you, this could be definitely a career change. All right. These are our last cards for you probably, unless I feel called for more. Deck 1. But this is, what lesson are you being asked to learn and that you can take from the situation to help call in more money faster in the future? Of course, we have planetary wave, soul mission, trust the inner call, soul team. Trust the inner call. All of our cups cards here, especially in your destiny path, and just like everything is like whatever it is that you feel drawn to do, whatever excites you, whatever lights you up, that's the path to more abundance for you. This is such a simple message, and it's something I taught a lot on when I used to do more human design work, because that was what I did for a long time. My business was doing human design for abundance and business and money manifestation. And if you know human design, then you'll understand what I'm about to say. If you don't, that's fine. Just, it'll just be a second. But it's I think a wonderful modality for kind of giving yourself permission slips to follow your inner calling, right? And trust what feels right to you. But 75% of the world are generators or MGs in human design. And they have what we call a defined sacral center, which just means that when they're doing what lights them up, they uplift everyone around them, and then people want to give to them so that they can continue doing what lights them up to then give back to, so other people can pick up on that energy and plug into it and feel good. So most of the world is meant to be doing what truly just excites them, what fulfills them, which is what you're clearly meant to do. So whether you're a generator or MG, or you don't even know what human design is, it doesn't matter. But the universe is saying, trust what feels right to you, Deck 1. Like, that's what you feel right is not a lie. What you feel right is not a lie. What feels right to you within you is not an illusion. It's not your mind playing tricks on you. It's the truth. It's the truth of your soul and what you came here to do and what the next right step is for you. So trust that, the universe is saying. That's what it really wants you to know here. And then, of course, we have the wellspring. What are you thirsty for? Body care, take a break. It could be that you're feeling pretty burned out right now. So the universe is saying, but really, what are you thirsty for? What's your soul thirsty for? Especially Deck 1. The universe is saying the lesson you're really being asked to learn right now with wherever you currently are with, whether you feel fulfilled or not around making money, the lesson you're being asked to learn is to truly trust what your soul craves, to truly trust what feels right to you, to trust what lights you up. That's what you're being asked to learn in the situation. The faster you can learn that and start leaning into trusting that and finding evidence that it's safe to pursue and do what feels right to you, what the inner call is, to follow that, the faster you're going to be able to move away from the situation, walk away from a situation where you aren't feeling validated, shining, like you're recognized, and you're going to be more able to quickly move into more of our 9 and 10 of Cups energy here, which is that happiness, that divine alignment and fulfillment and just joy and abundance in all that you do. So that's really like the big lesson. I sometimes feel like when we are stuck in a money rut or our manifestations of whatever nature aren't coming to us, it often helps us to take a lesson from it, to find meaning in it, so that it's not just like a cosmic unfairness. It's more of, okay, there's a reason why I feel stuck or why I'm feeling challenged or blocked or struggling. There's a reason for it. When you can find a reason for it, that's very empowering, and it switches you out of feeling stuck into you're growing, you're learning, you're expanding our abundant expansion card. So you're expanding rapidly right now, deck one, even if it doesn't feel like it. And the universe really just wants you to know you're valued, your work, whatever it is that you desire to share with the world and what you already do is so valuable, is so worthy of all the abundance you desire. And all you got to just listen. Listen to what feels right to you and start to learn to trust that inner guidance more and more. If you want support with that, that's a lot of what we do inside the Wealth Membership. That's one of the big 3 or 4 pillars that I teach on consistently, is trusting your inner guidance to lead you to the abundance you desire. So if you want support with that, definitely come join us in there. And then, of course, if you want help leaving behind the negativity, leaving behind the places you feel unfulfilled and shifting into the abundance you desire, this is what we're doing in our May challenge with our money negativity detox challenge. So you're welcome to join us for that as well if you like. That link for the Wealth Vibe membership is in the description and pinned comment below. But regardless, deck one, really the universe just wants you to know how important and I'm getting beloved you are by others around you, but also by the universe. What you crave on a soul level is not a mistake. It is not an accident. It is there on purpose. It is there because someone else needs it and wants it, because others can benefit from it, and because it's part of what you're here to do in this lifetime. So lean into that. Watch how the more that you keep reminding yourself of that truth, the less and less stuck you'll feel. You're welcome to rewatch this reading over and over until the message really sinks in, if that calls to you, right? But also one last parting word that Source wants me to share with you is that life is too short. Life is too short to not do what you want to do with this life. Life is too short to let fear rob you of doing things that truly light you up and seeing your worth reflected back to you in the compensation and adoration and validation and appreciation of others, but mostly from yourself. All right, deck one, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from this reading and how it resonated. I love getting to hear your thoughts on these videos. They mean so much to me. I try to read all the comments that come through, so just know that I truly love hearing from you on these videos. You are, of course, if you're not already, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance. And if you want to pre-order your copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck so you can get divine guidance on demand for all things money and abundance, be sure to do so at the link in the description and pinned comment below. And after you pre-order, be sure to claim your copy of the exclusive 2-hour wealth activation reading that I've recorded and I'm giving away as a thank you to anyone who pre-orders or to anyone who writes a review if you already have a copy of the deck from our previous print run. And if you want to come join me inside the Wealth Vibe membership so you can get access to all the resources, support, and community you need to more easily manifest the wealth you desire into your life, including our current Quantum Leap into Abundance Challenge and next month's Money Negativity Detox Challenge, then I would love to get to connect with you there. That link is also below as well. So with all of that being said, I am wishing you massive prosperity and abundance, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, deck number 2. This is your reading to uncover what guidance the universe has to help you bounce back from any money rut, block, or negativity around money that you might be experiencing, so that you can shift into a more positive headspace and higher frequency around money, and therefore more easily and quickly call it into your life. So we'll move your crystal out of the way and start shuffling. This is, by the way, a huge part of the challenge that we're going to be doing in May inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. So if you want to truly go, all in on rewiring your mind and energy to manifest more abundance faster, then definitely, my goodness, deck one, come join us inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. The link for that is in the description and pinned comment below. So these cards, what I'm pulling for first here is what you need to hear in order to move through this block, release any negativity, and upgrade your financial frequency. So let's just see what the universe has us to start off with. Almost there. Self-worth, self-love, self-value, self-respect. Sitting on top of a bunch of coins, no less. This little piggy here. Breakthrough. Ooh. Tame and attain. Okay, deck 2, you've been on a journey, haven't you? You've been on a journey, deck 2. I'm seeing that you've had, or are maybe in the midst of, right here, like a big up level. You've either had it very recently, it could have been if you're watching this as this posts around the time we just had the total solar eclipse. So I know for a lot of people that's kind of the end of an old chapter, the beginning of a new, lots of realizations, lessons learned, new chapters beginning. So there's some of that, but I get the sense that you've been kind of trying to grapple with this, any lingering negativity, doubts around money, anything like that, any sticky situations around money or things that are just less than ideal around money. You've been kind of grappling with that for a while, and you've had some recent breakthroughs around it, or else if you haven't had them recently, they're coming like real fast. They're coming real fast. But I get the sense that for most of you, because this is our general collective reading, I get the sense that for most of you who picked this deck, especially if you picked it first, your breakthrough already came. But again, if for some of you watching, you're like, nope, no breakthroughs yet, it's coming real fast. But the universe is saying what you really need to hear. Deck 2, in order to truly kind of upgrade your vibration, your point of attraction around money, and bounce back or release any negativity you have around it, is to know that you're almost there. Like, this was the first one we flipped over to that I felt called to flip over. Also, it's 4-4, which we have 4-4 and 1-1 here. So that's kind of cool if you like your repeating numbers. I love seeing 4-4. It's one of my favorite numbers when we see repeating numbers of it. But you're almost there. And when I say almost there, the guidance that I'm getting from my collective, my spiritual collective, is stepping forward and saying, like, you've been on a journey for a while. And you're kind of at like the crescendo. You're at the grand finale, not in the grand finale of your life, but the grand finale of whatever journey, whatever inner work, whatever overhaul you've been trying to make in your life, especially around your career or your finances. You are so close, even if it doesn't look like it. You are so close. You are almost there. The breakthrough you had it got you like just a few steps away from the finish line to where you want to be, even if it doesn't look like it. Like, I see that so much is about to pop into your life. But the universe is saying, like, just keep going. I know you're tired, is what I'm getting. I know you're tired. I know it's exhausting at times. I know sometimes it can feel like an uphill kind of battle. But the universe is saying, you've learned so much. You've grown so much. You have tamed so much of your own inner demons, your own negativities. You've found so much strength and harnessed so much of your own inner power. And you've kind of had some realization, or will very soon, around where you're going next, around how to move forward from here, from wherever you are right now, from whatever stagnation or negativity there is still in your life around money, whether it's in your head or in your actual, like, your work environment or with the people around you or some sort of financial situation. But you're almost there. So universe is saying, don't give up. Don't give up. And when it feels hard, anchor into your self-worth, your self-love, your self-value, your self-respect, and know that that is the key to getting to the abundance you desire. I just saw 333 for you. So many angel numbers for you, deck 2. You're very aligned. You're very aligned. The universe is saying you're very aligned with what you desire, more so than you realize. All the work you've been doing, it's been aligning you so that the money can start kind of, I keep seeing like popping into, it's almost like popcorn is what I keep getting this image of like a little bit of, abundance or a new opportunity for money or something like that will pop into your life soon. And then another one, and another one, and then more and more and more and more and more. And it's like all this abundance, all this money, all these opportunities, all these ideas, all these connections, they're going to start coming. But it's just hold out. And what I'm getting is that, and this is something I was going to draw cards on later, but maybe we'll go straight into this in a moment here. I was going to typically, I was like, the way I had structured this reading, especially for deck 1, and the way I'd planned on doing this reading was to pull cards at the end to see like what lesson are you being asked to learn from your current situation around money, through any negativity or stickiness you're feeling around it, or stagnant energy around it. Like what is any negativity trying to teach you? And how can you learn it so you can use that to call more money later? But the universe is saying that's why it feels like it's taking so long. It's because there's a lesson that you've been learning that you've almost fully locked in, that it's what's needed for you to be able to call in the wealth you desire and be able to hold it. That's the important thing that's coming through. The universe is saying. The universe is saying, I haven't been withholding everything you want in terms of money and success. I haven't been withholding it. I've been making sure you're ready for it. I've been getting you ready for it because I could just give it to you. The universe is saying, showing me that at any time, I could just give you this abundance, but you wouldn't, in the past, you wouldn't have been able to hold it because of all these things you've now healed and you've now worked through, and the breakthrough you've had recently or will have in a moment. That was necessary for you to be able to actually hold and enjoy the money you want, and also not tie in your sense of self and your sense of worth, your sense of value, your love for yourself, your respect for yourself with the money. And that's so important. It's something we don't talk about enough in the money manifestation world, but this is one of like the big pillars I teach on, is our relationship with our sense of worthiness and self and money. And we have to understand you're innately worthy of the money you desire, deck 2. But oftentimes if we have money come in, especially if it comes in and we're not quite ready for it, there's often a tendency, and I've seen this over the last almost 6 years now of doing this sort of work with people with money mindset and manifestation, there is a real tendency for us to tie our sense of self, our identity, our worth, our value, and our respect and love for ourselves into how much money we have or don't have, how it's come in, or how, whether we make X amount or not, or all that. We have so many stories where we tie our identity and the way we look at ourselves into money. Even if we don't think we do, there's so much programming in our society around that, so much conditioning, so many things that train us to do that. And the universe is saying, I had to help you release so much of that. I had to help you see your divine worthiness. I had to help you see your inherent worth, how worthy you are of all the love, the respect, all the money you desire. I had to help you see that so that when the money does come in, you can handle bigger and bigger amounts of it, is what I'm getting. That's what the universe was preparing you for all these months or years that you feel like you've been really going on this journey that I'm talking about, this journey to be ready to hold more abundance, to move all the stagnant, less than ideal energy around money, right? I get that for a lot of you. Not all of you, because this is a general reading, but for a lot of you, there's been a very toxic situation around money in your life. And if this part doesn't apply to you, that's okay, then this part isn't meant for you. Because I'm getting from my guides that this is just for some of you watching this part of this reading. But for some of you, you've had a truly toxic situation around money. The universe wants you to know it's not your fault. And you don't deserve that. But you do deserve to learn from this experience to fully know your innate worthiness of all the money, all the respect, all the love that you want. Okay? That's what the universe really wants you to know for some of you. Okay. I want to see, we already kind of got the lesson. I want to see, we might, you know what? We're going to save our tarot cards for later. We are going to go right into, I want to know what lesson, I want to know more about this lesson that you are being asked to learn from whatever situation you've been in or have been trying to move out of that's not ideal around money, or that keeps you kind of low vibe around it. What's the lesson that you can learn, and that will, once you learn it, will help you call in more money faster in the future. The Water Oracle, psychic abilities, acting on visions. It's destined. Deck 2. Do you have any psychic abilities? For some of you, yes, I'm getting that you have some psychic abilities, and that this has been an era where you have been learning to trust in the power of your own spiritual or psychic abilities. For those of you that don't feel like you have any psychic abilities, this is then just a message of this has been an era of you learning to trust yourself and trust that you can handle whatever comes your way. You've had to understand how powerful you are. That's what everything that feels heavy around money that you've been through recently, that's what everything has been trying to teach you. So that you understand your innate power. You understand that no matter what, you are amazing. You're an extension of the universe. You understand how innately worthy you are of everything you desire. And you hold yourself in high esteem. And the more you can really lock that lesson in, deck 2, the more you can really look back. Like, this is a great exercise to do after this reading. Sit down and just do a journaling session or brain dump, or just sit down with a cup of tea and reflect on this. But really take time to look at, what have I been through? What have I worked through? What's this journey I've been on that's maybe not been great around money, maybe even toxic around money in some way, or career? What have I been through, and how has that made me stronger? How has that made me trust myself or my spiritual gifts? How has that helped me see my own self in greater esteem and truly appreciated who I am? How has this shown me my true, raw power and what I'm worthy of, which is, spoiler, everything. So really looking at that, because often, and I said this to deck 1, often when we can give meaning to difficult or negative situations or energies or patterns in our lives, we can shift in from a place of feeling stuck or stagnant or hopeless around money or whatever else, and instead shift into an empowered place, which is where we get to create our lives from, right? We also have water codes, ancient wisdom. The intelligence is within you. You have all the answers you need. Deck 2, like, this is, I'm getting the sense that the last few months, if not years for you, have been a journey home to yourself. And when I say a journey home to yourself, what I mean is, I mean that it's been a journey for you to remember who the hell you really are. For those of you who do any deity work, I've been deepening a very deep connection with the goddess Hecate, right? And if this doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. But the main message that she has been truly sharing with me to share with others and with myself more and more is remembering who the hell you are, which I think is very funny. When she first said it to me, I laughed because Hecate has these connections to the underworld in Greek mythology. But this is the question for you, is have you forgotten who the hell you are? Deck 2, that's the lesson your soul has come here to remember on a deeper level in this lifetime, and that you've been working through. And this is the beautiful thing. This is why I love talking about money a lot. It's why I'm a money reader. It's why I built a whole business teaching people how to manifest money through different modalities. But money is such a great external thing for us to use as a mirror for ourselves to see where are we stuck, where are we not valuing ourselves, where are we not receiving, where are we not giving, where, it's just like, it's this beautiful tool if we allow it to be for self-development, just like anything. But I love using money as a tool for self-development, as a mirror and a way to see our own self-growth, right? As a vehicle for our own development. And that's what any negativity you've been experiencing around money in recent months or years, deck 2, it's been very much a teacher for you. Even if you didn't like the teacher, even if you didn't enjoy the lessons, it's been very much a teacher for you to remember who the hell you are, to remember your power, right? And to trust yourself, really. To trust yourself, to trust your own answers, to trust your gifts, your soul gifts, your intuition, your inner guidance, to trust yourself to be able to handle anything that comes your way, which is something I talk about very frequently in all my work. And if that's something you want to go deeper with and really nail this lesson down so that you can truly step into more abundance with these, then definitely come join me. I just saw 333 for you, so this is some nice confirmation, but just come join me inside of the Wealthify membership, because this is one of the things we do with almost every challenge we do. Everything I do in there helps connect these different main pillars I talk about, and one of them really is trusting yourself, trusting your inner guidance. It's really... That's what will take you to where you want to go. It's your inner compass. It's what's constant within you. So trust that. That's the lesson you've been being asked to learn. If you want to really, really learn that lesson and speed up moving through this period and into more abundance, come join me inside the Wealthify membership. The student card from our Wealthy Woman deck. This has very much been a time for you learning. It's just learning lessons, right? Learning how to be truly the leader of your own life. This has been such an era for you. I keep saying era. Feels like a big chunk of your life. It could just be really poignant few years that you've had here. But you have been truly on a soul mission, whether you realize it or not, to learn how to be the leader of your own life. To really embody the energy of someone who is constantly growing and yet constantly confident in who they are and what they want to do and what feels right to them. Wow, really beautiful. Deck 2, you've uncovered quite a bit of strength within you within the last little bit here in your life. Yeah, you've uncovered quite a bit within yourself, and you're almost there to having fully learned this lesson. But I'm getting that you, again, because of our almost there card, and how poignant that one was when it came through. It's just, I'm just getting this such clear guidance from the universe that it's like you haven't quite yet found and understand the depths of how powerful you are. How powerful you are in your day-to-day life as an individual, but also how powerful you are as the creator of your reality and your ability to call in money or whatever else you desire, right? To create the life you desire. The universe is saying you have scratched the surface of that, and you're almost there to understanding your power, your innate power. You're almost there in understanding it at the level you need to understand it at in order to be kind of graduate from wherever you've been with money for the last little while and into more abundance. You have scratched the surface of understanding your power. There's so many more infinite depths of understanding your power that you get to dive into in this lifetime, which is really beautiful. You don't have to understand all of that now, the universe is saying. It's just saying right now you're almost at that tipping point where you just need to know it a little bit more, embrace your power, know who you are, who the hell you are, a little bit more. And once you do that, it's going to reach that tipping point where you get to now move out of the season you've been in with money, with work, with career, with any negativity around it, and move into a new chapter around it. And you're just almost there. So don't give up. Keep going. Keep working on whatever that breakthrough was. Keep diving into that. Keep diving into your self-love, worth, respect, all of that sort of stuff. And really trust, really prioritizing, looking how can you start trusting yourself more, right? And again, if you want support with that, definitely come join me inside the Wealth by Membership. I want to know we'd love to see the 3 Pentacles upright. These cards are for what can you do practically to move through this block, release any negativity, and elevate your point of attraction around money. So we already have looking at these lessons, kind of taking those and running with them and really deepening into them in order to move further and faster. Wow, we have our Page of Pentacles. My goodness, we love to see it. And we also have our High Priestess reversed. All right, the universe is saying that for deck 2, it's important for you not to shy away from sharing your gifts, your skills, your psychic abilities perhaps, or just what intuitively feels correct to you, those kind of intuitive inner nudges you have from your inner guidance, your higher self, from your guides, whatever you want to call it. It's important for you to not shy away from sharing that with others, because other people are kind of waiting in the wings. They're being queued up by the universe to come help you move from whatever situation you're in around money, whatever feels negative, and move into more abundance, into that new season of abundance we were talking about. When you do that, when you start to allow others in, when you start to truly trust that your visions, your gifts, your abilities, your inner guidance is valid as you truly learn this lesson and begin to trust that part of yourself and share that with others, because you feel empowered to share it, because you're like, yeah, this is valid. What I have to say, what I'm inspired to do, what I think, these nudges I'm getting, these visions I have, these gifts I have, they're valid. Others need to hear them. They're going to benefit others, and you don't hide those things away anymore. You share them more fully. The universe is saying that's going to lead to amazing opportunities for money to come in a different way. We have financial opportunity here, just amazing manifestations of abundance that are going to get you to where you want to go, right? It's going to, I'm getting that it's going to kind of blow your mind how quickly your financial situation shifts and up levels into what you want it to be. Once you've really cross this kind of finish line of learning this lesson of trusting yourself once you fully started to know what that means to you and get kind of in a rhythm of doing that and not fearing what comes easily to you, what comes naturally to you, your inner guidance, your intuition, your gifts, right? Ooh, I just had some deja vu. Ooh, that doesn't happen to me a lot. Ooh, man. Deck 2, you've been learning this lesson really over and over. I can see over lifetimes. And you're finally getting it. You're almost there to getting it right now in this lifetime. That's so exciting. Like in a matter of weeks or months, you're going to get this is what I'm getting. And whoo, wow. It's crazy how fast. It's like an avalanche. It's like a snowball of how quickly things are going to move for you once you truly start trusting yourself and you get this lesson truly at the level and understand your power at the level you're being called to next, right? Like it's going to be mind-boggling to you how quickly your reality shifts in terms of your finances, your career, your money, your success. All that's really stopping it, right, is that we have here blocked intuition with our high priestess reversed, clouded insight, doubt, right? Disconnect. That's really, like, again, this is just speaking to the only thing that can stop you, the only thing that can get in your way, deck 2, is not listening to yourself. It's not truly valuing your inner guidance, your nudges, your gifts. And I keep saying it, but that's like the universe is like, that's all that's left for you to master, to learn in order to get to where you want to be financially, in order to have things flowing and moving more again. That's really it. That's all you have to do. You've done everything else you need to do. You were saying you've done so much, you've done it all. Now it's just knowing your power, trusting yourself, and running with it. That's what's left. Those are your next steps, right? So sharing your gifts with others, trusting yourself enough to do that. Trusting yourself to discern who the right people are to share it with. See how those people help you find new opportunities for money to come to you. And as long as you don't doubt yourself and freak out, which it's so easy to do, I get it. I've been on my own spiritual path for so long, and it's only even been maybe like the last 6 to 12 months that I feel finally comfortable enough to like be like, I channel things. Like here's my ability to read people and read things and situations. Here I have all 4 of my clairs activated. Like I never used to want to talk like that because I thought people would think I'm crazy. I thought it wasn't valid. But when I started truly valuing that and trusting and learning this lesson of self-trust and trusting my gifts and knowing that they're valid and people need them and they're beneficial to others and they're not just a trick of my mind, that was when so much opened up for me in my personal and professional career, life, abundance, financial reality. But it's hard to do. It's hard to do because we live in a world that teaches us that it's not safe to trust ourselves. We have to look outside ourselves for all the right answers, all the logical answers, all the, like the pragmatic things to do. And it's not to say that logic and pragmatism aren't good at times. They have their place. But when we live our whole lives like that, we're so disconnected from our intuition, our inner guidance, our higher self. I saw 333 for you. So many angel numbers for you. You're so aligned. You're so close. You're so close, deck 2. So close to truly knowing your power and how to wield it to then translate that into outer abundance in your life and create the life you desire in all meanings of the word. So that's really exciting. You're very close to that. You're going to find how your intuition, your inner guidance, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, is a superpower that you have to use, to wield, to create the abundance you desire in this life. Really beautiful. The universe has one last little parting where this one's coming more from my collective. But they're saying that, again, and I touched on this earlier in the reading, but they really want to reiterate that your inner guidance, your intuition, your gifts, your spiritual gifts, your psychic gifts, your inner knowing, that's the only constant you have in this lifetime, your inner self, your inner guidance. It's the only constant you have. The metrics by which we measure what is logical or responsible in this lifetime, those things change based on our changing landscape of our economy, of our culture, of our technology. Like what would have made quote unquote logical sense to pursue as maybe a career 20, 30 years ago might not really be the logical move anymore, right? Like the things that are logical that we're taught to follow to calm more money in, to bring more money into our lives, those things aren't always evergreen. they're often in flux based on the world that's in flux. What the world around you is constantly changing. The only thing that's constant, deck 2, is your inner guidance, your inner voice, your inner compass. This is what feels right to you, what doesn't. That ability to discern those things, it's the only true constant thing you have. You're the only true constant in your life. So start learning how to leverage these constant gifts and pieces of guidance you have from within yourself, and watch how that starts to expand your financial reality in just amazing, fantastic ways. All right, deck 2, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from it and how it resonated. I truly appreciate and love getting to read through all the comments that you all leave on these videos. They mean so much to me. You are, of course, if you're not already, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance. And if you want to pre-order your copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck so that you can get divine guidance on demand for all things money and abundance, be sure to do so at the link in the description and pinned comment below. And after you pre-order, be sure to claim your copy of the exclusive 2-hour wealth activation reading that I have recorded and I am giving away as a thank you to everyone who pre-orders the deck, or anyone who writes a review of the deck if you already have a copy of it from our previous print run. And if you want to come join me inside of the Wealth by membership so you can get access to all the resources, support, and community you need to more easily manifest the wealth you desire into your life, including our current Quantum Leap into Abundance Challenge and next month's Money Negativity Detox Challenge, then I would love to get to connect with you there. The link for the membership is also below as well. So with all that being said, I'm wishing you massive prosperity and abundance as you push through this finish line into truly learning the lessons that have been presented to you and harnessing your power and your inner guidance for prosperity, deck 2. And I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, deck number 3. This is your reading to uncover what guidance the universe has to help you bounce back from any money rut, block, or any sort of negativity around money so that you can shift into a more positive headspace and higher frequency around money, and therefore more easily and quickly call it into your life. So we will dive right in. This is, by the way, a huge part of the challenge that we're going to be doing in May in the Wealth Vibe membership. So if you want to truly go all in on rewiring your mind and energy to manifest more abundance faster, then definitely come join us in the membership at the link in the description and pin a comment below. And right now I'm shuffling to see what does deck 3 need to hear in order to move through this block and upgrade your financial frequency. What do you need to hear? Ooh, we have our 8 of Swords. We have the Moon reversed. We have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. And we also have our Queen of Pentacles upright. Oh, which we love to see. Oh, these are so beautiful, deck 3. Okay. So deck 3, here's what the universe, this is the first message coming through from my guides and the collective I channel from. They're saying that this is what you kind of need to hear and to believe and know in order to release any negativity or any limitations around money, right? And upgrade your financial frequency. They're saying that whatever stories people told about you in the past, I'm seeing this could be coworkers, it could be past clients, past employers, even like teachers I'm getting, or even friends or family, but anyone who's told any stories about you that made you feel wrong or helpless or powerless or like not equipped, or especially around money or career, anything that anyone said that's made you feel not enough in some way. The universe wants you to know, my guides want you to know, my collective wants you to know, like everyone's here. Like I'm usually like often shifting energies between when I'm doing these readings, when I'm channeling between like my guides, my collective, my deities, and source. But like everyone's here right now. And they're all like, it's like this solemn love that they have, but they're saying like like I'm getting a little emotional with this energy coming through, because they're saying that it's not your fault. Like what other people have thought about you and said about you, and the stories they've put in your head about how you should see yourself in relationship to money, none of that is true. None of it has to be true moving forward, and none of it ever really was true. Like maybe there was some truth in it enough that you maybe agreed with things they said, but the universe is saying that nothing anyone thinks or says about you, about anything, period, but especially in the past, I'm seeing especially in childhood, what anyone said about you, or in a young adulthood, or, in the past, whatever anyone said about you that made you feel wrong or not good enough in some way around money, that's their perspective and their projection, and it's not the absolute truth of who you are. Doesn't mean, of course, we all make mistakes. We're all human. We're all imperfect. We're all learning. We're all growing. We're all on our own journeys in this lifetime. But the universe is saying you don't deserve to carry any longer, and you never deserve to carry, but you definitely don't deserve to carry any longer the stories that other people have told you that make you feel not good enough or limited in some way around money, or like you messed up. That's what I'm getting. Like if you did something that didn't pay off, you took a risk financially that didn't have the reward or the payoff that you'd hoped for. You did something where you maybe missed an opportunity. You maybe, I'm getting a lot of you, like that the sense of, with our night reverse, the sense of like slow moving, the sense of lack of initiative, laziness, right? Like that's a lot of like, I'm getting these stories of being told like, you're not driven enough, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, you're not responsible enough. Maybe it was a big one for a lot of you with money or in your career or in school. So how are you ever going to have a good job? Like the universe is saying, Deck 3, my loves, like let that go, because all of that is just someone else's perception of you with their own metrics, their own projection, their own baggage, filtering how they see you. And the more that you hold on to these stories and agree with them and let them in and give them any weight, the more you'll keep yourself. I love this keyword they have on this Eight of Swords with this deck is self-imposed prison of thoughts. Like the more that you will start to see yourself through their lens, what the universe is saying, see yourself through my lens, see yourself through the lens of love, see yourself through the lens of total acceptance and forgiveness and power and capability and potential. The universe is saying that you're quickly coming to a point where I'm getting the sense from my guides, they're saying that you're starting to realize more and more how maybe deep some of the stories that others have told you about how you should see yourself, or how they see you around money or career or potential. You're coming to a point, you might hear my daughter also, she's running around in the yard outside of my window here, so you might hear her just living her best life out there. But that's actually perfect, because she's not always out there while I'm recording, and as I'm saying that, I'm like, wow, this is really like this whatever these stories are, they've gone so deep, and you're starting to realize them more. They probably go back, like I said, to childhood, but the universe is saying you are deserving of knowing the beauty and the limitlessness of who you are at your core, at your soul. And knowing how you get to change how you see yourself, and therefore how you move through the world and how you engage with money and the financial reality you create. You get to change all of that in the blink of an eye, like at any given moment, because you always get to choose how you see yourself. You can choose to listen to other people and their stories, or you can choose to listen to that innocent, just happy, childlike part of yourself that knows your worth, right? That version of you before you were told you weren't good enough in some way. So you were saying that's what you need to know. This is what you need to hear and believe within yourself that you are enough, period. One of my favorite mantras for this that I'm feeling called to share with you is, I am who I am, and who I am is enough. And that's just such a beautiful sentiment. If you say that sentiment, if you say that mantra and let the words echo through you and through your soul and fill you up as you repeat that over and over to yourself, like 3 to 5 times. Start to feel the truth of those words, or whatever version of that mantra you want. But I am who I am, and who I am is enough. Enough, not just enough, not barely enough, enough. More than enough. More than enough to create whatever it is you desire to create in this life. More than enough to have the wealth you desire. Worthy enough, smart enough, strong enough, driven enough, motivated enough, creative enough. Whatever it is. You are enough. And like I was saying, you're starting to see how deep these stories go and how they're not actually yours. That's starting to come to light with our moon reversed here. You're starting to understand the truth of who you are, the truth of how deserving you are. You're starting to understand your innate worthiness. You're starting to understand how what other people have said, either in passing or a long time ago, has stuck with you and shaped a lot of how you've seen yourself and moved through the world and interacted with money and what you've believed is or isn't possible for you around money. And all of that's starting to fall away. And the universe is saying, that's what needs to fall away. That's what's ready to fall away. That's what you're being called to release in order to move out of and bounce back from whatever stagnant energies or negativity or just less than ideal situations you're in or have been in recently around money, and to really allow those things to release. Because as you do that, you're going to see such a transformation within yourself from who you've thought you were or who you've been told you should think you are to who you truly are, which is your Queen of Pentacles card here. What a beautiful card, by the way, for a money reading, right? Queen of Pentacles, which is all about like knowing your worth, knowing how amazing you are, knowing how deserving you are of the abundance, the luxury you desire, being so comfortable and confident in your abilities with money and career and to create whatever it is, whatever success or abundance you desire. Like it's like knowing what you're capable of and all the abundance you're worthy of. That's your Queen of Pentacles energy. Like you're someone who's naturally like kind to yourself, loving of yourself, believes in the best in yourself and what you're capable of and what you can call in and what you can create in this lifetime. That's who you're starting to become more and more, and who the universe is inviting you to see within yourself, because that's more of the truth of who you are than who you've been told you are, right? I have this beautiful light coming in right now. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but it's coming in through the balcony doors here, through the window. It's like, it's shiny, right? Like it's moving toward the Queen of Pentacles. It's like a new light is dawning for you. And maybe it starts with this reading. Maybe I'm getting for a lot of you that you've been noticing more and more recently, the last few weeks, maybe months for some of you, but the last few weeks for a lot of you have been, especially with some of the eclipse we just had, if you're watching this at the time this went up, you've been seeing a lot come to light. A lot of it is making sense about how much you've unknowingly, for most of you, it's been very subconscious, allowed others to sway your life, to sway how you see yourself, and therefore how you choose to act, and the risks you do and do not take, and the things you tell yourself is true about yourself. But you're starting to realize this, and it's the awareness. It's when you start to allow these things to come to light and start to get honest with yourself, which, by the way, this is a great thing to reflect on right now or later on in this, after this reading or later today. Sit down and just reflect on, like, what are all the stories other people have told me about myself that I've accepted, for better or for worse, and which ones do I actually want to keep, and which ones am I now ready to release and no longer identify with? Because you are the universe in motion. You are an extension of the divine. So how can anyone sum up who you are and what you're capable of, whether it's around money or anything else, with just an adjective or a sentence? No one can do that except you. You're the only one who has the power to define truly who you are and who you choose to be. Yeah. And this isn't to say that it's your fault you believed people. It's like, again, a lot of this happened when these stories were told to you when you were at a very vulnerable point, when you were looking for other people to tell you, how do I navigate the world? How do I become all that I can become? And if you're at a stage like that when you're a child or a young adult and someone tells you you're no good, you're lazy, you're incapable, you're irresponsible, you're not enough in some way, whether it's a parent, a teacher, society, right? If someone tells you that, you're going to believe it. So the universe is saying this is your sign to take your power back and see yourself how you want to see yourself, see yourself more as the Queen of Pentacles, because that's more close to your true nature, to your soul's nature, than who you were told other people think you are, especially around money or career or success. That's all BS. It's all them projecting their own fears and limited thinking and rules onto you. You don't have to carry that anymore. In fact, the universe is saying when you can release that, you'll make more space for more abundance to come into your life, right? So I want to get some more guidance here for you. We're going to pull from another deck. Wow, this is such a beautiful start, though. Such an emotional start. There's a lot of heaviness here, right? But this is something that you don't have to carry anymore. That's what the universe is saying. All right. We're going to pull some cards for what can you do practically to move through this block and elevate your point of attraction around money for deck 3. What can you do? Sweet waters, sensuality, romance, enjoyment, fertility, balance. I want to pull some more here to get a full picture. Stagnant waters, feeling stuck, a call for shifts, flow, and change. You're ready to change. You're very much ready to change. Sulky, come out of hiding, embrace who you really are. How perfect. You are due for a change. How you can really change and stop feeling stagnant around money, stop feeling stuck, stop feeling like you'll never get to where you want to go or anything like that. Any of those doubts, those negative thoughts around money. How you can truly get there is by leaning into more of falling in love with yourself and deciding, embracing who you really are and who you want to be and letting that show, right? It's already what we've talked about here. But when we talk about in terms of more practical guidance for you, because I love giving some practical steps, right? The guidance I'm getting for you is to, this sounds so interesting. So take this. This is such an oddly specific thing that Source is giving you. Take it and tweak it and make it your own, right? Or just leave it if it doesn't resonate. The universe is saying, this is so funny. I've never gotten this guidance before. What if you, deck 3, created some sort of social media account under a pen name, under a pseudonym, and just started posting what you want to say and as the version of you want to become, that you truly are. And what if you just started doing that for a bit to get to, as a way to get to know yourself better and allow others to see, they wouldn't know it's you, right? But see this version of you that you're becoming. What if you just put that out there without need for validation or accolades or approval from anyone? But instead just as a, and you could do this in other ways. It doesn't have to be a social media account. But for some reason I'm being shown like a private, or not private, but like a brand new Instagram account or something like that. But what if you did something that allowed you to put yourself out there and be seen for who you truly are without the fear of being seen for who you truly are? And then once you get more comfortable and confident with that over a few months or so, weeks or months, maybe a year tops. That seems a bit long though. You'll be able to then start being more of that into your life. You'd see that if you start doing that regularly and you're posting like once a day or I'm getting like every other day, a couple times a week at least, creating posts that are on your mind, speaking and writing or creating videos of the true inner workings of yourself so that you can get to know yourself and observe yourself and have this log you can go back through and see this evolution of you becoming you. Ooh. How is that going to shift how you're going to start to see it bleed into your life? You're going to start to see this affect the way you do talk in your current relationships, the way you see yourself, the way you stand up for yourself, the way you see and allow others to impact how you see yourself. You're going to find so much more strength and clarity of who you are. And again, if this doesn't resonate, don't do this. But you get the idea of like getting to know yourself so you can kind of fall back in love with yourself so that you can enjoy who you truly are and who you've maybe been keeping down for so long in a kind of safe, controlled environment, right? And then as you start to see these beautiful, sweet parts of yourself come forward that you've maybe shut down because if you're told you're not enough, why would you bother being all of you, right? When all of you isn't enough, then why bother? But when you start to allow yourself to be all of you and see how amazing you are, deck 3, can you imagine how different you're going to be at work? How different you'll interview? How many more risks you'll take and jump into, like how many new jobs you'd apply for and show up with this amazing confidence. Is that 555 for you? So beautiful. Can you see how that would shift so much for you, deck 3? It would really start things flowing and moving in such a different way. So allowing yourself to get to know yourself more. You could also do this. You could get a sort of guided journal. I actually have a guided journal coming out later this year. It's available for pre-order now. It's called The Way of the Wealthy Woman Journal, which walks you through. It accompanies the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, which we're going to bring out in a moment. But it's this amazing masterpiece of a journal I've created to help you kind of walk through knowing yourself, valuing yourself, trusting yourself, and magnetizing money to you. So you can catch that. The link where you can pre-order the Wealthy Woman deck, the journal's there as well. So you're welcome to grab that, but it won't come out for a while. So in the meantime, just getting to know yourself, whether it's in your own just kind of blank journal with your own different, your self-guided prompts, or honestly, joining me inside the Wealth membership and showing up as a version of you. It's honestly such a safe space for you that I've created to be who you truly are, especially around money and career, and decide who you want to be and step into that. We even did an alter ego challenge around that. We're doing a quantum leap challenge right now to jump into our wealthiest self. So that's a great place if you need a place and you want others to help you get to know who you really are, come out of hiding, and feel comfortable doing that until you can bring that into the rest of your life and allow that to truly call in more money. Maybe you'll shift careers once you do that. Maybe you will finally start that side gig you've been passionate about starting. Maybe you'll finally stop playing small in your business. Maybe you'll finally apply for that job or ask for that raise. There's just so much can happen when you truly embrace who you are, right? So finding this is your practical guidance. Find a safe space, whether it's a private Instagram account or social media account, whether it's a journal, whether it's in the Wealth Vibe membership with me and over 130 other people we have in there at the moment and counting, find a safe space that feels right to you to start to discover who you truly are and how you want to see yourself and create your own narrative and your own rules for how life and money is going to work for you moving forward. And as you give yourself that space and that opportunity to get to know who you truly are and how you want to be, your life will start to shift, money will start to flow. You're just going to feel so much better too. Can you, for a quick second, deck 3, this is really cool guidance coming through for you. I want you to understand that oftentimes we think that getting out of our comfort zone and becoming who we truly are, that's the hard thing, but it's just as hard and just as much energy to keep yourself small and someone who you're not. It's just as much energy, it's just that you're used to putting that sort of energy in that place. What if you relocated the energy that you're using to keep yourself small and tell these same stories that others have told you about how you are around money? What if you took that energy from there and put it on discovering who you truly are and finding who you are in terms of what do you have within you that's more indicative of the Queen of Pentacles, right? Someone who's confident, knows their worth, is amazing with money. It's a financial genius, business genius, prized employee at their company, the top of their corporate ladder. Can you imagine if you just redirected that energy from keeping yourself small to allowing yourself to be all of who you naturally are? It's actually quite easier once you get the hang of it. It's just the undoing of the stories that society and others have told us that's hard. That's really it. Okay, let's get a couple cards for you on what lesson are you being asked to learn, or can you take from the situation to help call in more money faster in the future? Ooh, this is so beautiful for you. This is from my Wealthy Woman Oracle deck. Deck 3, the situations in the past. Remember how earlier in the reading we were talking about feeling like you've maybe been told and then part of you agreed with you made bad choices around money, you're irresponsible. That it's not it's just that The universe is saying you've been learning to be a conduit for money, which is a beautiful lesson, but it's one so few people get. This card, when I channeled the guidance, and what I mean by it is, it's like you are meant to allow money to flow to you and through you. We all are. Money wants to move. Money wants to circulate. Sometimes it wants to flow to you and hang out with you for a long time and accumulate so that you can do more good things in the world and can flow other energy through you. Sometimes money wants to come to you for you to spend or to give to somebody where it's going to help them or help the expansion of the collective. Like, money wants to move to you and through you. And so if money, if you had a situation in the past, deck 3, where you felt like you messed up, you missed an opportunity, or you took a wrong choice or investment, or messed something up around money or career, know that it was actually, first of all, working out perfectly for you. But it was also for you to truly learn this lesson of not identifying with the money you have or don't have, or the way it flows in and out of your life, but instead allowing yourself to see yourself as a conduit for abundance in all forms. So looking back, even reflect on those past mistakes or things you beat yourself up for around money and go, how was I maybe in that moment just not looking at it with the right perspective? How was I maybe working as a conduit where that money needed to go to someone else or out of my life so that I'd be redirected to something better, right? Like, we often think we always just want more money coming in and less going out, but sometimes it's in the money going out that we do the most good, and then therefore create opportunities where more money can come back to us later, or where we can just be more fulfilled and evolved in our lives. Money going out isn't a bad thing. It's only bad if you make it bad, right? So that's really beautiful. So that's a lesson that if you can really lean into that, you will be able to release more of any negativity around money. We also have our Soul Wealth card, and we have the Abundant Assembly card. So yeah, deck 3. Any negativity, any desperation you have to be accepted or be told you're good enough or you're on the right track from others, like you're being asked to learn the lesson from everything that's happened of realizing that nobody else's opinion matters except yours about your own life. Nobody else's opinion truly matters at the end of the day. And when you stop looking for the people around you to validate you, you will start to find the people who naturally will. It's kind of like a catch-22. You want validation, you want approval from others, you won't get it until you stop trying to get validation or approval from others. And it'll probably come from people who are different than the people who were telling you that you were wrong. Those people can change their tune too. But I see that as you learn these lessons of being a conduit for money, of changing the narrative of those past mistakes or regrets around money, and kind of validating yourself and being like, you know what, I was doing the best I could with all the information I had at the time, with the tools at the time, or I've grown so much, and I'm realizing no one else gets to tell me how I see myself or who I am. I just saw 444 for you, really nice confirmation. No one else gets to tell me who I am or how I see myself or what I'm capable of around money. The more you lean into those lessons and learn them, the right people are going to appear. The right positive people are going to surround you and validate you and encourage you and bring out even more of who you truly are. And who you truly are is wildly abundant. You are naturally abundant, and you're going to be able to step into that version of you and just call in more and more abundance, and the abundance gets to flow and flow and flow. So that's really beautiful. Because it truly is. It's amazing. It's like the people say, like, you're the sum of the 5 people you hang out with the most. It's like when we talk about your money mindset, your attraction point with energy, your frequency around money, what you think is possible for you. If the people around you are telling you you're not capable, or just we're in general not capable of making the money we want, money has to be hard, work's pain, blah, 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 that's what you calibrate to. So again, find places where you can discover who you truly are and who you want to be, and also find more people who are going to help you calibrate to a new way of seeing money and a new level and higher level and frequency of calling it in, of attraction of money, right? Again, the Wealth 5 membership is a fantastic place for that. That's why I created that space. It's also, we're doing our money negativity detox in there next month, which is going to be so powerful for truly starting to rewire your brain around money, right? So come join us if you want. That link is below. Let's get some last cards. Transformation. You are absolutely going through a major transformation. deck 3. This is probably, of all the decks so far, all of us, right? As we transmute negativity into positivity around money or whatever, all of it's transformation. But you have absolutely the biggest transformation. This is such a profound, deep, subconscious, deep-rooted transformation that you're undergoing. Deep lessons that you're learning, right? Get out of your head. Kind of a perfect card to end on. Get out of your head. You know who you already are at your soul level. You know who you already are. You know who you are. Yeah, that's just it. You know who you are. Deck 3. Let yourself be who you are. Let yourself uncover it. Let yourself get to know that version of you. Also, can we just talk about for a second the symmetry of these cards? A person with some sort of bird on top of them. Circle. If any of that means anything to you, or symbols for you, like sacred circles, birds, things like that, roosters, some double confirmation for you here. But really, your mind is your own prison. And of course, your mind is just taking everything it's been fed by the people in society around you and using that to create rules for how to interpret the insane amount of data that your brain is taking in at all times. So it's just time to release the rules for data processing that your brain uses, especially around money or career, and throw out the ones that do not serve you and replace them with ones that do. Deck 3. And you'll do that. You'll know which rules to throw out and which ones to install instead by getting to know who you truly are and reframing old situations, knowing and validating yourself, getting to know who you are, and surrounding yourself with people who see themselves the way you want to see yourself, especially around money or career, see themselves as limitless, as full of potential. Those are the sort of people you want to be around. Those are the people to look to and to surround yourself with, whether virtually or in person, right? And again, Wealth Vibe is a great place to do that. But yeah, this is how you'll kind of bounce back or move through any of the negativity around money that you've experienced recently, that you might come up against in the near future. For most of you, I get that you're moving through this right now. So really beautiful, beautiful guidance, deck 2. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from it and how it resonated. I truly appreciate and love getting to read all your comments on these videos. They mean the world to me. You are, of course, if you are not already, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance. If you want to pre-order your copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck so that you can get divine guidance on demand for all things money and abundance, be sure to do so at the link in the description and pinned comment below. And after you pre-order, be sure to claim your copy of the exclusive 2-hour wealth activation reading as a thank you for pre-ordering it, or as a thank you for writing a review if you already have a copy of the deck from our previous print run. And if you want to come join me inside the Wealth Vibe membership so you can get access to all the resources, support, and community you need to more easily manifest the wealth you desire into your life, including our current Quantum Leap into Abundance Challenge and next month's Money Negativity Detox Challenge, then I would love, love, love to get to connect with you in there. The link for the membership is also below as well. So with all that being said, I'm wishing you so much healing, truly, and so much love, because we all have some of these stories of how other people have told us to see ourselves around money, deck 3, but for you, this is what's really ready to be released right now, and it goes deep. So just know that I'm cheering you on. I'm wishing you so much healing, massive prosperity, and abundance, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, deck number 4. This is your reading to uncover what guidance the universe has to help you bounce back from any money rut, block, or negativity around money so that you can easily shift into a more positive headspace and higher frequency around money, and therefore call more of it into your life faster than ever before. So we will move your crystal out of the way. We'll start shuffling. This topic, by the way, is a huge part of the challenge that we're going to be doing in May in the Wealth Vibe membership. So if you want to truly go all in into rewiring your mind and energy to manifest more abundance faster, then definitely come join us in there at the link in the description and pin to comment below. I'm shuffling right now to see what you, deck 4, need to hear in order to start moving through any negativity or releasing it and upgrading your financial frequency. Feeling this one. You might have 5 here. All right, we have the Mist, trust your inner compass, be led from within. Mother of the Salt Waters, I feel like this is going to go here. Mother of the Salt Waters, passion, wild love, open your heart, let love in. We have Let It Rain, allowing what is, inevitability trust. Very common theme here. We also have Atlantis, keep the big vision, stay in alignment as you grow, and the Pink Dolphin celebration, fun, unbridled joy, open heart. Your cards, deck 4, out of all the decks, are honestly the lightest, which just tells me that, like, not just visually, like, I mean, the energy and the messages already coming through are just the lightest, the most lighthearted, which is phenomenal, because if you picked this pile first, then that just tells me that, like, whatever negative money situations you have, thoughts around it, energies around it, beliefs around it, situations, any negative or less than ideal situations around money for you are very, I want to say superficial. It's not that they aren't valid. It's not that they aren't less than ideal for you or undesirable or legitimate in how they affect you or your perception of them. It's just that, like, they're easily and ready to be released. All the other piles had varying degrees of like deep work to do and some heaviness. And for you, what I'm seeing, which is so fun to see, deck 4, is that you're really you're at this really cool place in your life and in your financial journey where everything's starting to click into place. Maybe you just can't see it yet. That's really what I'm getting at. Like, everything's starting to click into place, and maybe part of you even senses it. But if you feel any doubt around money, it's just holdover from the past chapter of your life, the past chapter of your financial journey, because things are lining up for you, is what I'm getting. There's a lot of causes for celebration coming your way. It's just like accepting what is and allowing things in, trusting the inevitability of what's coming your way. Ooh, that's something very interesting. The universe is saying what you really need to hear is that the wealth you desire is inevitable, deck 4. It's inevitable. And when you can truly shift into that mindset and lock that belief in that the wealth you desire, the success and abundance you desire is inevitable, it's not just possible, it is inevitable. It is a guarantee from the universe, right? Like, when you can lock that belief and energy in and calibrate to that energy, vibrate at that frequency, the money's it's all gonna click in place. It's all gonna make so much sense, and it's gonna come in so quickly. So it's like the universe is saying, I'm telling you right now, deck 4, the wealth you desire is an inevitability. It is inevitable. It is happening. You cannot stop it. It'd be really hard for you to not receive the wealth you've been manifesting for a while now. It's actually coming in. It's inevitable. You've done it. You're on the right path. You're on the right trail, the right track. Now it's just about allowing it to come in. How are you going to do that? By trusting your inner compass, by trusting your inner guidance, by tuning into your intuition. But truly, deck 4, like, just trust the universe saying trust. Trust the path that you're on, because I'm getting the guidance and the insight that you have consciously, for some of you less consciously, but most of you watching this pile have picked the path you're on in your career, in your finances. You have picked it very consciously in the last few years. And now the universe is like, don't start doubting it now. Don't start doubting it. You picked a path, you walked it, you are on it. It's all heading to where you want. So just the only way you can mess it up is by doubting it. So don't doubt it, because what you want is inevitable if you stay on this path. If you keep trusting what you felt called to do, so that 444 for you, really cool confirmation. If you keep trusting what you felt called to do in the past that set you on the path you're on now, and keep trusting the path you're on now and what feels right to you as you walk it, oh my gosh, all the, like, it's like any of the negativity and doubts you're feeling right now, it's temporary. It's temporary because, oh, this is really cool. This is such a cool thing that the universe says you need to hear. Any doubts or negativity around money that's coming up right now for you, any stagnation you feel, is because it's like you're so close to actually getting what you want, deck 4. And this is like the last, you could look at it like a test from the universe. Like, are you truly ready? Have you learned to trust yourself? Have you learned to, we have trust here, right? Like, keep the big vision, stay in alignment as you grow, right? Like, have you learned to trust an open heart and more with like wild love, right? Like, open your heart. lots of similar message for you. We'll get to that in a minute. But have you learned to trust your vision? Have you learned to trust your inner guidance? Have you learned to trust yourself? Have you learned to trust and to guide yourself, truly? Have you learned that you're your own best guide? This is kind of like this little last test from the universe. Be like, prove it. Prove that you've learned. Because what you want is going to, the amount of money you want, the amount of success and abundance you desire, that you're manifesting, that you're so close to getting, deck 4. It's going to require you to trust yourself to be able to hold it, to be able to handle it, to be able to manage it, to be able to call more of it in. So the universe wants to make sure you're ready before it gives it to you, because if you're not ready and it gives it to you, you won't be able to hold it, and then you'll have all these stories built up after that around, like, why couldn't I hold it? Why did I self-sabotage? Why did it go away? I must not be meant for it. It's not meant for me. We're like all these lies that you tell yourself. So the universe is like, we're trying to make sure you're ready. So it could be, like we said, this test from the universe. All these doubts and these like little plateaus or stagnation you're feeling around money. All of that is happening because you're so close. The universe is like, we just want to make sure you're ready. I want to prepare you. Also, could also be happening because your ego is realizing this deeper part of you, subconscious part of you, is realizing how close you are to truly and profoundly shifting who you are and how you're being and the way you see the world and the way you're thinking and feeling and acting around money. And that's scary to the ego, right? When we think about it. And the ego has its own positive role to play with us. So it's not all a bad thing. But when it comes to manifesting or creating more wealth in our lives than we've had before or in a new way, that requires change. We have to think differently. We have to feel differently. We have to act differently. If we want a different result, we have to be different. But changing, being different, what's changing? Your ego is, your sense of self is, the way you view yourself in the world is. So often, and this is what I teach so often in just all my teachings over the last almost 6 years now of doing this sort of work, but also especially in the Wealth Live membership with every challenge, as people get about 4 to 8 days into the challenges that we do each month in there. That's like the first few days are great. Everyone's loving it. And then I start to see people being like, why does it not feels harder to do? Why does it feel so difficult? It's like, because you're actually starting to change. You're actually starting to change. And your ego's identifying that you're starting to change. And so you're starting to, it's throwing everything it has at you to get you not to change, because that's an ego death. And the last thing the ego wants is to die. It doesn't want to change, because change means you're going into the unknown. Change means that who you are, the version you're being now, has to die off so that a new version of you with a new financial reality can emerge. And that's the scariest thing to the ego, because the ego is there to keep us safe from the unknown, from the danger that exists in the unknown. But what else is in the unknown? Everything you desire, all the abundance you want and more, right? So do you see how, because it's like I tell everyone in the Wealth membership this, I'm like, it's normal when you feel resistance. It's normal when you get, the novelty of a new practice or challenge wears off and now it feels difficult. You have a lot of doubt, feels heavier. It's like, it's because that's a sign that you're starting to change. So right now where you are, deck 4, it's like the universe saying, don't even worry about the negativity or any doubts you have. Because I get the sense a lot of them are kind of more recent. You might have had some deeper underlying ones that you've been carrying for a long time, but truly, like the ones that are ready to be released and that are maybe causing you the most concern right now are more recent and more things that are just coming up because it's your ego's like death throes. It's your ego realizing how close you are to changing and actually getting everything you desire. And it's freaked out because it doesn't know what that's going to look like. It's scared. So how can you bring more love to yourself? To your ego, to that scared part of yourself who's maybe afraid of success. I know it's such a crazy thing to say, and there will always be someone in the comments who gets very upset with me for saying these videos. If that's you, then you're not my people, because I need you to understand that just as often as we have blocks that prevent us from having the money we want, it's like the same amount of time that we're either afraid of not having the money we want, but we're also equally afraid of getting the money we want. And people are like, why would I be afraid of having the money I want? It's like, because it's the unknown. It's the unknown. We don't know. We can imagine what we think life will look like when we have it. But also, oftentimes we're like, oh, we have more money, it's more responsibility. Or it's not going to be safe because people are going to want money from me, or I'm going to be a target, or blah, blah, blah. Or like, I don't know how to manage that kind of money, or it'll all get taken away. Or, like all these things that we have that we don't even realize are these subconscious stories. But we so often fear the success or the manifestation of the wealth we desire as much as we fear not having it. So the universe is saying, how can you bring more love to the part of you that's afraid to change, that's afraid to up level, that's afraid to actually believe and trust and know that the wealth you desire is inevitable and it's coming? How can you open your heart to that part of yourself more and give yourself the love you need? Right? And we have our Atlantis card, which is keep the big vision, stay in alignment as you grow. Right? So important for you. Deck 4. Whenever you feel that fear coming up, this is like a nice little practical guidance to give you. I saw 1111, so beautiful. Practical guidance to give you to help you trust in your inner guidance, help you trust the path you're on, help you overcome and release any of the fears or doubts or stagnation or less than ideal scenarios around money. Is whenever you feel that tug of negativity or like you're stuck around money or doubtful that the money you want will ever come, zoom out. Look at the big vision you have. Look at how far you've come. Look at where you're going. Find all these reasons to remind yourself of how aligned you are and how close you are to wealth you desire and why it could just happen at any time. Anything, this is a mantra I'm being called to give to you, is anything can happen at any time. Anything can happen at any time. At any moment, something can shift in your life. At any moment, money can come to you in so many different ways than you can even imagine. So when you can keep the big vision of where you're heading and just know that by keeping your eye on the prize, you will inevitably get there, like that helps you kind of circumvent all the noisy fears, right, of change. Be like, no, but look at where we're going. Don't worry about what we're going through, but look at where we're going. That's what you got to say to your ego, to your inner self. Really, really cool. Very cool guidance. I want to see what else you can do practically to move through this block and elevate your point of attraction around money. And again, your blocks are just, right now, the blocks I'm seeing for you or any negativity around it is just stemming from how close you are to changing. It's either like a test from the universe or it's your ego throwing a fit and trying to get you not to change because it sees how close you are to changing. Either way, it's because you're so close to changing. Take whichever of those interpretations resonates with you, or maybe it's a bit of both, right? I know I have experienced a bit of both at times. Recently, as we've been doing our Quantum Leap into Abundance Challenge this month inside the Wealth membership, and I've been doing this practice for months, consistently, every day, of quantum leaping into my wealthier timeline. But I tell people, and I told people in the membership this month, I was like, as we were embarking on this challenge, I said, it's really common when you quantum leap to feel like sometimes you're moving further away from the money you desire, from the success you desire, from the wealth you desire, as you start quantum leaping, because when you quantum leap, it's like you're collapsing time. So lessons that would have taken you a while to learn that you could have learned gradually and comfortably, you now have to learn them in a condensed amount of time. So sometimes the universe will throw you things that feels like you're moving in the opposite direction of what you want, but it's actually helping you be ready for what you want. So I felt this a lot this month, beginning this month. Last several days, I had some like health things come up that were unusual for me. They're all minor. I just went to the doctor. Everything's fine. But I had some health things come up that were just, I wasn't feeling 100%. And I noticed that my energy, my vibe, my ability to call in money started to drop. And I was like, wow, because I've been sick and made money before. So I was like, what's going on? But I realized, I'm like, oh, because I've been quantum leaping. The universe is like, how do you hold, because I've reached a new level of success recently in my business and in different ways. And so it was like, hey, now that you have a lot of success, how do you hold that success when you don't feel 100% like yourself? And we're going to give you like a trial by fire of that real fast here, because a lot of stuff came up in the 7 days I wasn't feeling great. I'm like, oh man, I learned a lot. But for a couple days, I just felt like I was moving further away from what I wanted. And then I realized, I'm like, oh, it's because I'm quantum leaping. I have to learn this quickly, right? So just a kind of example to you, I feel like you're in a similar place where you've been moving quickly. Everything you want is starting to click into place. And it's really just any of the negativity that comes up, it's all an illusion to keep you from, to get you ready, to help you learn lessons, but also from your ego to kind of keep you small, right? Again, the Pathfinder, what did I say about keeping the big vision, staying on the path that you're on? The path you're on, you chose it. I'm getting, again, few years ago, for most of you, you consciously chose the path you're on, whether it's your career or just the way you manage money or your financial goals or what you're working toward financially or career-wise. You chose it for a reason. You chose it because it excited you, because it lit you up, because it felt aligned for you. Don't forget why you chose the path you're on now. That's still valid. Oh, this is just too perfect. Just saw 555 for you as well. This card in the deck, and this is the Wealthy Woman deck that I authored. This card is like divine redirection. It is one of my favorite cards to see come up in a reading, especially like this and what we've just been talking about. It's like, it's all about helping you be aligned with what you desire. So again, the universe really is just like, I am just testing you. I am preparing you to be ready for what you want. And maybe it feels at times like you're stuck or like it's not working out for you, but it's all working out for you. And it's actually to get you to what you want in the most miraculous, most fulfilling way possible. So really cool to see. The universe is saying practically taking time, if you don't already have some sort of meditation or present moment or mindfulness practice, the universe is saying this is a great time to create one for yourself or to double down on it. If you already have one, then like go deeper with it or revamp it in some way. If you want a lot of guided meditations around money, I have a growing library inside the Wealth Vibe membership that I create meditations and affirmation tapes and things like that around. So you're welcome to come join us there if you want access to that as a perk of being in the membership. But regardless, the universe is saying getting more and more in touch with yourself and just the present moment and opening yourself up to all the abundance in each moment is going to be really valuable for you. Again, we have one in the Wealth membership. We have a meditation called Present Moment Meditation, which is so powerful. And truly, it's all about like for you right now, the universe is just saying, get still a little bit more. Like get still and look at where you are. Look at how far you've come on your journey to abundance, how far you've walked on this path. Look at everything you've achieved. Don't overlook all the abundance you've created along the way. Like just start to be more present with the abundance you've already created along this path over the last couple of years that you've been walking and see how far you've come. Deck 4. And in doing that, oh my goodness, like you're going to be able to keep that big vision so much more easily. You're going to be able to just get, this kind of last leg of the journey done so much faster. It's in you. This is a beautiful card. I haven't seen this one from this deck before. It's in you, right? Wow. The universe is saying, this is some really beautiful practical guidance. The wealth you desire is in you already, right? You're naturally abundant at your core. It's your natural state. It's it's the way you are, naturally abundant. That's your nature as a soul, as part of the universe. And the universe is saying, again, and it'll be through meditation, through honestly even opening your third eye. We have third eye here. Ooh. So maybe even activating your clairvoyancy if you haven't already. I don't have a resource for that right now, but I'm thinking that later this year I'm going to have a resource for activating kind of spiritual gifts, but that'll come down the road. So stay tuned for that. Get on my email list if you want to be updated on that as that comes out down the road. But here's the thing, in sitting in quiet, in sitting with yourself, just being, even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes a day of just being still and feeling into the abundance that you are and embodying the energy of abundance, being a walking manifestation of abundance, radiating the energy of abundance, in tapping into the frequency of abundance that's already within you, that's part of your natural wiring, your DNA, like that is going to allow you to just move through this block so much easier. It's like become abundance on legs, basically. Become wealth on legs. Become wealth incarnate. Like if wealth were a person, how would that person walk? How would they talk? How would they think and feel and act? How can you become that person? Be that person, right? Again, we have a lot of good resources in the Wealth membership for embodying abundance. And just remember, what the illusion, right? I said all of the negativity around money right now that you're experiencing, it's an illusion. It's an illusion. Again, it's not to discount it, not to say that it's not actually valid in your life experience. It's just to say that you're maybe giving it more weight than it deserves, right? So any negativity right now around money in your mind, in your life, in your situations, in your finances or career, take a moment after this reading and just think about, where am I giving more weight or more worry or more stress to any given situation or belief around money than it truly deserves? And just see what comes up for you, right? that's pretty illuminating to see where you're maybe holding on to things that don't serve you, and that your ego is holding on to things that you can maybe let go of so you can fully shift into your next level of abundance. We have our Temperance card here for you, so beautiful. And we also have the Queen of Cups coming up for you, which we love to see. Oh my goodness, such beautiful cards. So, deck 4, you've moved through so much healing, so much growth. Again, in the last like 2 or 3 years is what I'm seeing. There's been so much development of yourself that you've worked through. You've truly become a master of yourself. You've found so much peace and tranquility and serenity within yourself. You found so much harmony with the world around you. Remember that. Remember again how far you've come. I keep saying it, but remember how far you've come, so that any of this temporary doubt or negativity around money can just dissolve. It can't stand up. It can't exist when you keep reminding yourself of how far you've come and how aligned you truly are, and truly keeping that big vision, knowing your purpose, but also just like truly feeling in harmony with the world around you, truly feeling like you're in the energy of abundance, like you are abundance, right? And I just see so much reward for you in the coming months here. For some of you weeks, for most of you months, so much reward, so much warmth and fulfillment in the way that you bring in money, in the money that flows to you. The universe is really asking you to learn how to be compassionate with yourself right now, when you kind of know that you're self-sabotaging a little bit, which is a lot of just what I'm seeing here. And I say that in a very loving way, because we all do it in different ways, especially around money. But I'm seeing that just like any of the negativity around money right now, even if it wasn't something you created or that was out of your control, you've maybe given it more weight than it deserves, because it's that last chance for your ego to latch on to an excuse not to go all the way into changing, or it's that last kind of test from the universe to prepare you for all the abundance that's coming. Either way, it's like having compassion for yourself when you kind of realize you're not at your best is again how you embody abundance, right? Like, because you are abundant. It's like you can do no wrong in a way. Like, of course, we're humans, we make mistakes, but at the end of the day, you are abundant by nature. And the more you can just tune into that and just be compassionate with yourself, the more in flow you'll be, the more fulfilled you'll be, the more money will flow to you, right? So just knowing that you don't have to be perfect. The universe is saying you don't have to be perfect all the time. And this is the lesson that the universe really wants to leave you with, is this understanding of like everything you're going through right now. It's all just to show you that you get to trust yourself. You get to trust the big vision. You get to, stick to your guns. But also it's to give you this lesson of deeply, truly, and lovingly understanding and accepting that you don't always have to be perfect. You don't always have to be high vibe 100% of the time in order to call in what you want, right? Like, you can be imperfect in your energy, in your manifestation practices, in your work, and you can still have all the wealth you desire come to you, all the success you desire come to you, right? I think this is such a big misconception we have in the spiritual and manifestation communities, is this belief that we have to be perfect in some way. And if we have a bad day, or we have a bad couple of weeks or months where we're really negative around money, it means that we can't have what we want. We've messed it up. And it's like, the universe is like, nope, that's impossible, especially for you. Your wealth is inevitable, deck 4. You've come so far that where you are right now, it's just a blip. It's just a blip. And it's okay. It doesn't mean it has to take you any longer to get to where you want. In fact, maybe you're learning important things in this blip that are going to help you move faster toward more abundance in the future, right? So it's all working for you, and you can't mess it up. You can't get it wrong. And when you learn that, you become abundant in a whole nother way, right? So that's really beautiful. So that's just kind of like the last little parting message of the universe, is like really learning this lesson. Let yourself be imperfect and know that in your imperfection, you are perfect, and therefore can have all that you desire. All right, deck 4, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from it and how it resonated. Your comments truly mean the world to me, so thank you for those of you who comment regularly or even just occasionally on my videos. I read as many comments as I can, and they They truly matter, so thank you. You are, of course, if you're not already, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance. And if you want to pre-order your copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, these cards here, so that you can get divine guidance on demand for all things money and abundance, be sure to do so at the link in the description and pinned comment below. And after you pre-order, be sure to claim your copy of the exclusive 2-hour wealth activation reading that I've recorded and I'm giving away for free as a thank you to everyone who pre-orders the deck or anyone who writes a review of the deck if you already have a copy of it from our last print run. And lastly, if you want to come join me inside the Wealth Vibe membership so you can get access to all the resources, support, and community you need to more easily manifest the wealth you desire into your life, including our current Quantum Leap into Abundance Challenge and next month's Money Negativity Detox Challenge, then I would love, love, love to get to connect with you inside of the membership. The link for the Wealth Vibe membership is also below as well. So with all that being said, I'm wishing you massive abundance and prosperity. I don't even need to wish it to you, deck 4, because it is inevitable for you, but I wish it to you nonetheless, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye.